Welcome, little children of Stonehenge, to Geek Salad's Retro Movie Review from the Geek Salad Podcast. I'm Andy.
Now I got that song stuck in my head. And I'm like...
And tonight we are coming back. We apologize for missing out last week. I was very sick last week. Fever and everything like that. I was not in a good place. So I still have a remnants of a cough. So I'm going to try to get through this as we pay tribute to the late Rob Reiner by discussing one of his first movies and one of the first mockumentaries ever made. This is Spinal Tap.
Yes. Which I believe actually the very first time I saw the full movie was last week. And there we go. There you are.
Yep.
I thought I'd seen it all, but watching it like last week, I was like, I don't remember this part. Like I'd seen like pretty much all of the like the big scenes, but all the interstitial connectors I don't think I'd seen. So I was like, I think this might be the first time I've seen the whole movie.
This is something I watch like once every 18 months. This is one of those movies that it continually gets funny for me as a fan of music, especially a fan of music around this era. And it's interesting too when I think about it, because there were a lot of bands in like the early to mid 80s. So we're talking like the 82, 84 period that were older bands that had formed in the 60s or the 70s that were still trying to remain relevant. A big one of those bands actually is Slade, who is, they were the first band to chart a UK Christmas #1.
Okay.
They are also...
I will rely on you. I will trust you for this.
Okay, yeah. They also wrote, because they loved like screwing up their title spellings and stuff like that. They were the original authors of Come On Feel the Noise.
Oh.
Which is a huge song for Quiet Riot. They wrote Crimson and Clover, which was a big song from Joan Jett. And then in like the early 80s, around 83, they came back and they had a kind of like metal as metal was back then. Singles, like a top 25 single called Run Run Away. And it was like, that's what I think of when I think of Spinal Tap. The Spinal Tap, essentially, these guys that were, they started out, as, just doing like the basic hullabaloo style, 4-piece rock, and then moved into their hippie phase, and then switched over to like a hard rock, more like a Black Sabbath style hard rock.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like they're like, going through the flashbacks, like the first two elements of them, they very much like early Beatles. Like you had the 50s Beatles, and then they had the 60s Beatles. And then they like just kind of morphed into like almost, I don't want to say Led Zeppelin, but kind of like Def
I wouldn't
Leppard
call
almost.
It Led Zeppelin, because their music itself wasn't as like blues based as Zeppelin was. They were more of a, I would say like a Deep Purple or a Black Sabbath style band that was like, I guess you could quantify them as being metal. And, as the 80s were coming around, these bands were still trying to remain relevant, trying to get younger and younger groupies. But putting on more of a hard edge, which is funny too when you think about it, because most of their music, even though they call themselves the loudest band in the world and they're introduced as, straight from hell, it's Spinal Tap, there weren't really a heavy band.
No.
Especially for this era.
I mean, just going with the songs that we hear in the movie.
Yeah.
Their hardest one might be Hellhole.
Hellhole or Tonight I'm Gonna Rock You Tonight.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, which is the opening song
to
the movie. And I love that. I it's a great song, because not only does it has a great riff, but also, per the time, has just enough pedophilia in it that you're sweet, but you're just 15 and you still have your baby teeth is a lyric.
That's that I would classify that in my afternoon delight category.
Yes.
Where it's like if you just listen to it on the surface, it's a fun song. If you actually listen to the lyrics, oh.
How could this possibly be a dirty song? It's funny too watching this, and I bought the soundtrack.
Yeah.
In the 80s on cassette. You can actually buy on vinyl Smell the Glove with the original idea of what the cover was supposed to be.
It's such a fine line between stupid and clever, really.
Yeah. What's the best part about that scene for the record release party is that it's Fran Drescher.
Yeah.
Who is describing what this record is supposed to be.
And my guess is
yes,
she made that up
sexy. No. I'm not saying sexy. I'm saying sexist. This is the glove she was smelling. You can find this on Facebook. You can find it. Let me see if I can actually pull up the what do you call it? The site that I have found this being sold through.
I'm actually kind of curious of whether or not that album cover was like if she was describing something that was shown to her, or if she was making that up on the spot, because I know the vast majority of the dialogue on here was improvised by the actors themselves. I mean,
yeah,
and I know for a fact that Michael McKean, Rob Reiner, Christopher Guest, and Harry Shearer fought really hard to try and get everyone a writing credit, because everyone made up their own line.
Everybody made up their own. Yeah. Okay. So this is what the actual album cover looks like, and this is from the Spinal Tap merch store.
Oh,
Virgin Killer by Scorpions. Yes, which I do not remember looking at because it's fucked up. Is Kurt? Is that the one with the bubble gum?
I'll pull it up when you.
Yeah.
When you right.
Yeah. Oh God. Then clear your cookies afterward. Clear your browser history afterwards, Mike.
No, I'm not looking it up.
Dead. It's what's funny a lot about this movie is the music is fine, and I really appreciate the fact that all three of them are very proficient musicians.
Yeah. And the fact that they wrote all the lyrics too. They wrote all the songs and played them all themselves.
But what I love is the rock and roll lore. And there is so much of it from the dead members, all happen to be their drummers, all having died. Okay, that one. Okay, yep.
I don't know.
Yep.
I'm not the biggest Scorpion fan.
I'm out. But the dead members, the fact that all their drummers die in mysterious ways, the fact that they're getting these gigs canceled, which is, normal, but the fact that Ian is trying to just soothe their egos by telling them absolute lies about the places that they're going to. We lost the Cleveland show. Don't worry, it's not a big rock town. We lost the Boston show. Don't worry, not a big college town.
Yeah. I mean, Ian, bless his heart, he tries hard, but he is really not a very good manager at all.
No, and that's the thing too, is that he self martyrs. That there's that whole thing about there's no sex and drugs for Ian.
Yeah.
There's finding mandolin strings in Austin. Which so knowing what I know about Austin, not really that hard to find mandolin strings apparently.
Yeah.
There's a ton of music out in Austin. I'm sure that there's a music store that does carry mandolin, ukulele, all those kinds of strings.
Who knows about in the early 80s, though?
Oh, that's true. Yeah. There's that. There's the interactions that they have with normal people. There's that great bit that people tend to forget about. It's where they're in the limo, and Bruno Kirby is their their limo driver.
Yeah.
And all he's doing is talking about Frank Sinatra because he notices one of them is reading Sammy Davis Jr.'s book called Yes, I Can. It should have called that Yes, I Can. If Frank Sinatra said it, it's okay.
He just keeps going on, and then
close them out. The cameos in this movie too. A Bruno Kirby, who before I got sick, initially tonight's slot was going to be When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's a really good New Year's Eve movie. Bruno Kirby is in that. Billy Crystal makes an appearance in
Mime is Money,
along with Dana Carvey. They are the mimes.
Yeah.
Angelica Houston is the artist who puts the Stonehenge together because Nigel can't tell the difference between foot and inch markers.
Honestly, the first time I saw that, I was like, she looks familiar, but I can't place her.
Yeah. No, that was... It's funny, too, because I was like, is that the first time I've ever seen her in anything? And then a year later, she goes on to win an Oscar for Prince's Honor. So, and we know some of the great bits of the movie. The getting lost on the way to the stage. Yeah.
I mean, another cameo, Howard Hessman.
Yes.
I guess he was. I guess like they had another actor in that role at first, and they, after a little bit of filming, they realized, oh, he can't improvise. All right, you're out. Howard Hessman, are you free available?
Howard Hessman is surprisingly versatile.
Yeah.
You know? And that, again, if you go back, you watch Dr. Johnny Fever. Stonehenge thing was inspired by Rainbow during the days when Dio was the singer, and they had a Stonehenge backdrop, and it was gigantic. There are so many rock and roll stories. I'm sure you heard the thing about Pink Floyd and the pig. That just like they had this big pig that they were gonna like inflate for their finale, and it inflated and just flew away because nobody moored it to the set. Oh man, I'm so high right now. If I had given it one extra thought, maybe we'd still have that pig today. Which they spoofed on that Simpsons episode.
Oh yeah. And
Peter Frampton's pig from a cut from a yard sale from Pink Floyd. I
know that Nigel trying to fold the meat onto the bread. That's in reference to like an artist who demanded that they only have like red M&Ms or something.
It was all right. So it actually is. It's Van Halen demanded nothing but brown M&Ms, or they wanted the brown M&Ms taken out. I can't remember which of the two it is. Kurt, feel free to look this up and correct either one of my assumptions here. It's not so much the bread. That bit in and of itself is hilarious.
Yeah.
Because I love the fact that they gave him full-size meat and they gave them cocktail bread. But look at the rest of that spread. Because there are Oreos that are split. They're being served Oreos with essentially the cream that scraped out of them. I think there were M&Ms in there as well. They wanted just the brown M&Ms. Okay, yeah.
And then the olives with the little pimentos inside.
Yes. See, this little thing in here, but hello, no one's home.
Man, you watch Christopher Guest in this, and then you watch Princess Bride, and I'm like, I know it's the same actor. I can't tell it's the same actor.
I'll do you one better. Go look at some of his own mockumentary movies that he appears in. Like, look at Best in Show, or look at... I mean, Best in Show, I think, might be the best dichotomy of someone like Nigel Tufnell, and then... oh, God, I can't remember his name from Best in Show. You stop naming nuts.
Is it... was he in this movie?
It was Christopher Guest. Christopher Guest.
No, I thought you mentioned talking about someone else.
No. I'm talking about Christopher Guest. Waiting for Guff. Oh God, Waiting for Guffman because Corky St. Germain.
And there was also something a wind.
A mighty wind.
Mighty wind.
Yeah. I mean, it's incredible to me because these guys all show up and stuff. What I love too, speaking of a mighty wind, is that the band that McKean, Guest, and Shearer play, the Folksmen, were the opening band for Spinal Tap on their initial tour. And nobody had any idea. It's like, they're coming for a rock show. And then they got these three like hootenanny folk singers coming out. And people are like, what? They didn't realize it was the same guys. Yeah, overall, it's great. I love, getting back to Rob Reiner, the fact that, he is just like, I love him being the fly on the wall.
Yeah.
For this whole thing and asking them questions and trying to make sense of some of the stuff. Here you are, naming nuts again. That is one of my favorites. The whole thing about him reading their album reviews.
Yeah. And I mean,
on what day did God create Spinal Tap, and couldn't he have rested on that day too?
I mean, if you really think about it, though, what's his name? Marty DeBurgi.
Marty DeBurgi.
Which is, I guess, like Marty Scorsese, Martin Scorsese, Steven Spielberg, De Palma.
Yeah.
It's a combination of all those names, but he's not a very good documentary maker, because you don't do a documentary about someone and then bring up all the absolute worst things that they've ever done. Just shit sandwich.
Stick up from that.
Yeah.
There's that. There's him just shit shark sandwich. 2-word review, shit sandwich. Just him going around with Nigel, listening to his musings and listening to him. It's the key of D, which is the saddest key, and he plays this gorgeous piano bit. What are you calling this? Oh, lick my love pump.
So, can you hear that? Can you hear the stain? Can you hear the? Well, you would if you were paid. Yes. So, don't look at that. No. Let's move on.
One of the things I really love about this movie too is just their insistence of having to push on as this tour is getting worse and worse, and that skull is losing horns. They end up at the naval base, which is great because Fred Willard, always a welcome addition to these things. I'm kidding, of course.
I'm a big fan of the rock music. I'm not speaking of you specifically, but just the whole genre.
Yeah.
But I mean, like
those haircuts with fast mustard, but I should speak. I don't want to hang out too close to you. They might mistake me as part of the band. I'm kidding, of course.
Yeah. And because when Janine takes over.
Yeah.
I mean, first off, Janine is very obviously a Yoko Ono.
Oh, absolutely.
But she also has one of my favorite lines in this movie. If I've told them once, I've told them 100 times. It's Spinal Tap first, then puppet show.
I use that in regular conversation. That scene, oh my God, that whole scene where they're trying to create a set list of what they could do without Nigel, and then
the musical about Jack the Ripper.
Yes, Saucy Jack. But yeah, no, that whole thing about Derek's idea for the Jazz Odyssey, and I've mentioned 1,000 times before, one of the greatest, throwing somebody under the bus scenes in movie history. On the bass, Derek Smalls. He wrote this. And then just to tie everything together, the fact that they end up, again, this is a rock cliche, they end up becoming huge in Japan.
Yeah. And I love how it's like, they're doing the giant reunion song, and then boom. Yeah. The drummer, I forget his name off the band.
Yeah.
Explodes,
I don't remember either.
And then immediately jump cut to Japan with Joe Besser. Like, what was it? Curly Joe Besser.
Curly Joe Besser, yeah.
Yeah. By the way, the names of the drummers.
Oh my god.
Jimmy James Bond.
Yep. Yeah, he's a total geek with glasses. They jump for being a metal band when they're doing the jazz stuff, for being Emerson, Lake and Ball. Exactly. That's the beauty of this, is that they just jump genre to genre to genre to stay relevant.
Yeah.
There's so much great stuff in there. That great bit too when they're in the hotel room and they hear their song, one of their old songs.
Oh yeah.
Playing on the radio.
And then they're
now relegated to the "Where Are They Now" files.
And just their smiles instantly drop.
Yeah.
Ugh. That's a hard part.
That's tough. I love them trying to failing miserably to harmonize at Elvis Presley's gravestone. Completely unnecessary. They needed to do that, but they did that anyway.
Yeah, and it's what was it, like 13 years and 15 albums later?
Yeah. Yeah,
they try so hard despite their complete and absolute. I'm not going to say lack of talent, because they're actually quite talented musicians. Yeah. But just the complete and absolute lack of.
It's the inability to close the deal, I think, is really the whole idea of everything. They have these great ideas. They just don't have the ability to see it all the way through.
Yeah.
There are some great bits in this as well, especially as we watch Nigel kind of turn into oh god, what's his name from Iron Maiden? Yeah. You know who I'm talking about. I know Kurt's gonna beat me to this.
Oh, was that when he was playing the guitar with the violin?
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Which I believe is a reference to someone that played the guitar with a violin bow.
Yeah, he's just playing it with the violin. And not only does he play with the violin, thank you, Bruce Dickinson. Because he even begins looking like Bruce Dickinson. But he plays it with the violin and then tunes the violin. And he's playing the other guitar with his foot.
Thank you, Kurt.
Yeah, yes. He would.
Knew we could rely on you for all this info, Kurt.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, I don't have a keyboard at my ready here, but I mean, overall, this movie is just it nails every single rock cliche. It is a well-told story.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun to watch. I think in terms of, we're dealing with a very specific era of music, but it doesn't feel like it's aged poorly.
And the fact that every single person in this cast, every single person that appears on screen is playing this 100% serious.
Yes.
There is no winking at the camera. There is no see what I mean? This is a documentary that's not a documentary.
Right. Exactly. Especially, Paul Shearer's high-strung record executive, he's part of the marketing group. No, kick my ass for a man. I fucked up. Kick my ass.
I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. Kick this ass right now.
So let me ask you. Now that you've watched this a week ago.
Yeah.
Did you get around to watching Spinal Tap 2?
I still have not seen Spinal Tap 2.
Okay. I would recommend it.
I do want to check it out. Yes.
As a sequel, it's not a particularly strong sequel based on the fact that they are essentially playing, forgive the term, they're playing their greatest hits.
Yeah.
There are some fresh jokes in here. There's some great stuff because now, now that they've got the notoriety of, 40 years. Nice.
Hey, watch it for New Year's.
Yeah, there you go.
The subtitle for this one, for the movie, is "The End Continues."
The thing is that they've had 40 years to build up this base, so they were able to get real musicians.
Yeah,
like Paul McCartney makes a cameo in this. Elton John makes a cameo in it. There's a great
Garth Brooks,
huh?
Doesn't Garth Brooks?
Garth Brooks and Trisha Year would make a quick appearance in it. You will love their scene.
Well, yeah.
I think it was
Rob.
actually based on something that really happened.
Oh,
But yeah, and there's this great bit with Questlove and Chad Smith of the Red Hot Chili Peppers,
oh,
because they're looking for a new drummer.
oh.
Obviously, there's a history of their drummers, which unfortunately does fall into one of those things where you're almost listening to somebody quote the movie back at you.
Gotcha.
It's just like, again, it's still a fun movie, but there's a lot of things there that are just like, there's a checklist that we had to follow as well.
You know what? As we're coming off the Christmas season, and my favorite Christmas movie is A Christmas Story, that's kind of how I felt about A Christmas Story Christmas. It felt a lot like most of the movie was just a callback to the original movie.
Yeah. But with that, that was more of a whatever happened to this person, whatever happened to that person. Yes.
Voiced by the actual actors, too.
Yeah. Oh, of course. I mean, well, Harry Shearer's part of the show anyway. So,
yeah.
Overall, I mean, this is just, you can't go wrong with this movie. Yeah. I really do love Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. It kicks off what is an amazing run of hits.
Yeah.
Or not even hits so much, just like because, we all know we can't quantify The Princess Bride as a box office hit. But it is a hit. It is just one of those things that, thankfully, it found second life.
Yeah. And kind of tying this back around to Rob Reiner here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just pulling up his filmography. This was his very first directing.
Yeah.
And just going down the list, I mean, he had hit after hit after hit until maybe
North
1994. That was his first role.
Yep.
But if you look
forward at 92, he's got Spinal Tap. He's got The Sure Thing.
Yeah. Stand By Me.
Stand By Me. The Princess Bride. When Harry Met Sally.
Misery and A Few Good Men.
I keep forgetting about Misery. Yeah, Misery and then A Few Good Men.
It's
an amazing run of movies to have.
And not only that, but it's a very diverse. I mean, this is from this hilarious comedy to some like really traumatic, like Stand By Me, based on a Stephen King. Misery also stays on Misery, deep psychological horror right there. And Princess Bride is one of the most perfect movies of all time.
Exactly. And then you've got When Harry Met Sally, which is the most perfect rom-com ever made. I will not be accepting arguments.
I've heard that. I haven't seen it. I'm just saying, for me right now, my most personal is probably Sleepers in Seattle.
Okay. Which he didn't direct.
No, he did not.
Nora Ephron director, who also wrote When Harry Met Sally.
Right.
When Harry Met Sally, I actually went. I started watching. I watched it because it's been like forever since I watched it anyway. I'm like, oh, and then I watched a video on its legacy and its themes and all that. And it's like one of those things. I really get sick of people saying like, you just couldn't make this movie today. You couldn't make this movie today. I don't think you could make When Harry Met Sally today because the big thing being is that when you look at their leads, Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan. Meg Ryan is cute.
Yeah.
I would never call her hot. She's cute.
Yes.
They would never allow those two to be cast.
No.
In a movie
like Billy Crystal as a lead in a romantic comedy.
Lead, yeah. And then they're comparing it to this movie that came out about 2 years ago called Anyone But You, which is Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney. It's like, should we feel bad that the two most unobtainably beautiful people in the world can't find love? Meanwhile, Billy Crystal has got it's a role tailor-made for him. Meg Ryan is she's fantastic in her stuff. The stuff with Bruno Kirby and Carrie Fisher is amazing. The whole movie in and of itself, I implore you, if you can watch it because it is fantastic.
Rob Reiner was in Sleepers in Seattle.
He was in Sleepers in Seattle. Yeah. Well, he's friends with Nora Ephron.
Yeah.
So...
Chameleon. He really was a chameleon in both acting and directing.
Yeah. He's such a warm presence, and it helps too. He looked like my stepfather, and as my
He
stepfather,
does. From the
my
pictures I've
father-in-law. He looked
seen.
like my father-in-law.
Yeah, from the pictures I've seen of him, yeah, he looks a lot like him.
It was really tough because Autumn hadn't seen Spinal Tap 2 until after Reiner died. So we watched it, and it was really kind of hard.
Oh, because he's in it, yeah.
He's Marty DeBerge in it.
Yeah.
And he makes those appearances, but at the same time, it's like this is the last thing he's ever going to do. I've never seen the Glen Powell. Yep. Well, yeah. That's what I've heard from most people. It's just not worth watching. But yeah, just that his last appearance in this movie, he is literally in the last shot of the movie as well, and it's just like, oh, he looks like Jim. It was really hard. Watching a comedy shouldn't be that hard to watch, but it happens sometimes,
Yeah, circumstances, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But an amazing run. And I'm glad that we were able to finally. I really thought that we had talked about Spinal Tap at some point, but apparently we hadn't. So I'm glad we were able to talk about this one. Excuse me. But yeah, I dig it. I also, it's funny too. I didn't realize until I watched the sequel. I never realized that there are no traditional 6-string guitars in Big Bottom.
Really?
All 3 guitar parts are played for bass.
Wow. Yeah, if you think about because the entire song is just one big bass line.
Yeah, exactly. But it's 3 guys playing essentially the same bass line over. The only other thing you get besides the drums is you do get Viv Savage's killer keyboards. God, that guy was such a creep.
Yeah. Especially if you look at his the scene that they play over the credits.
Oh yeah.
Have a good time.
All the time. Yeah, the guy that they replace him with in the sequel is pretty fun. Caucasian Jeff. CJ.
Yeah, because did the actor die?
Yeah, but he died recently.
Yeah, I know he died.
The actor played Ian Faith. He also died recently.
I actually heard that the actor was actually really close to committing suicide. Actually, back before he was cast in Spinal Tap, and doing Spinal Tap actually helped bring him out of it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, Spinal Tap. I know it's cliche to say music saved my life, but hey,
your music saved me.
And it's the Sexual Chocolate Band from Coming to America. Well, that was Spinal Tap. I really hope you enjoyed this. I'd love to know, what is your favorite Spinal Tap song? Leave that comment below. Let us know. What is your favorite? Mike, do you have a favorite Spinal Tap song?
Big Bottom. It has to be
Big Bottom.
The sweeter the cushion, the bigger the cushion, the sweeter the pushing.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Rock and Roll Creation with the Cocoons is one of my favorite things. All right, Kurt's saying Big Bottom as well. Yeah. Rock and Roll Creation with the Cocoons, where Derek gets stuck in there the entire time.
And you know what? Kudos to him for keeping that going.
Oh, exactly. Well, you're watching him just try to do it in this small little space.
And of course, he gets it out as everyone goes back in. Of course,
I think Stonehenge might be my favorite song though, because it's just so very Deep Purple-y.
Nigel plays one mean mandolin.
He does. The first time in history where Stonehenge was in danger of being trampled by a dwarf. So yeah, leave us a play comment below. What is your favorite Spinal Tap song? Have you seen the second movie? What are your thoughts on that second movie? Also, if you like what we do, we are here all the time, except when I'm sick. Yeah. Hopefully next year we will be doing better. Hopefully health-wise we'll be doing better. Nigel falls through the solo hellhole.
And they have to they have to come and help me stand up again.
I love that. But yeah, you can check us out. You check out our channel here. If you're new to the channel, thank you for joining us. Check out our other retro reviews. Next year, we got a whole bunch of other stuff planned. Also, Mike and I host a little podcast called Geek Salad. You can check that out wherever you get your podcasts. You can also check us out on the socials on Facebook at Geek Salad Podcast and at Geek Salad Radio on Blue Sky. Kurt, thanks for joining us. Thanks for keeping us posted with all of the music trivia.
And we also had Swordsman 111982. So I don't know your actual name, but thank you for commenting.
Oh, thank you for joining us. Yes, thank you for joining us. And until next time, I'm Andy.
I'm Mike.
Go forth and be nerdful. We'll talk to you later. And rock on! You went too far.